Hello, we're finally live. It worked on us for a few minutes there, Sharon, but we're here.
Hello.
Happy Reading Sprints Day. I wasn't necessarily planning to do them. Then Kev said, when are you going to do sprints this week? And I was like, maybe I should. Let's do it today. And luckily,
Back to
Sharon was
normal.
available.
Back to normal day.
Yeah, it's. Do you know what's done it? I've started doing yoga on a Tuesday and Thursday. And I didn't quite feel up to it for a variety of reasons today, so I didn't book on. But so yeah, Tuesday and Thursday would be good nights for sprinting, but I'm really trying to do some fitness stuff for myself. So unfortunately, it's kind of scuppered my sprint night. But I'm gonna do in November. I interviewed Rain Sullivan. I don't know whether you saw my Instagram today. I asked if she'd come on because she's a fantastic Instagrammer who talks about writing, and she's got this writing like group called Pathfinders Collective, and it's an alternative to NaNoWriMo, because I don't know if you know all the drama of that, but it went very badly wrong twice. I think they had one bad year and then one absolutely horrendous year. So we're not doing NaNoWriMo anymore, but they've got this alternative. I don't know, are you doing your writing now, Sharon? Is it something you might want to join in?
Maybe. I mean, at the moment, I've planned everything out. It's all plotted out, but I'm waiting till January because I really want to have a rest the rest of this year. And so my plan is from January, I'll start getting back into some kind of routine. I just wanted to have an easy few months after I retired. So yeah, it's all plotted out. Just going to start writing.
Well, there's no rush, is it? You're at that joyful point where nobody's desperately asking you for it or putting you on deadlines. So you might as well take your time to think about it and enjoy your retirement, because I can't remember the last time I had a block of time to not do anything and not have any responsibilities. It sounds like a dream.
Oh, it's I mean, I enjoyed my job. I enjoyed working, don't get me wrong, but I haven't missed it at all. And I have actually been quite unwell this year. So that has kind of, it's been the right thing to do. But it's just lovely. Do I get up in the morning, I pootle around, do my little jobs. And then I think, what shall I do? Shall I read? Shall I do Lego? What shall I do? And then I'd end up having an afternoon nap covered in cats. It's just lovely. It's lovely.
You deserve it. I think you never know what you're going to be like when you retire until you actually do. My dad found it a bit of an odd, like my mum had to say to him, right, you need something to do. Go and do some gardening or read a book. Like he would just not know what to do with himself at first. But I think like me, you've got loads of hobbies. So it's almost like you could fill a whole day on repeat for a long, long time before you run out of stuff to do.
There's lots of stuff I want to do, and it's just, I just think to myself, I'm just going to rest the rest of this year. So I didn't retire till July. I'm just going to have a proper rest because I've worked I've worked for 40 years. Do you know, it's just like, just rest. And so that's what I've been doing really. And staying offline a bit more. I'm not on social media as much as I used to be. So that's good as well, I think, for me mentally.
You've got to do social media if you enjoy it. I'm in a bit of a bittersweet relationship thing with social media where I do enjoy it, but I sometimes feel like I've got to do it because I've got to talk about my books. And then I think, I can't talk about my books. I really want to talk about my friends' books too.
Yeah.
And I know that many people now, there's a constant string of books coming out to keep me busy to post about. And I get sent lovely books. I got really excited today, Sharon. I got sent this giant box. And I thought, I've got a PR box. I don't often get these because I normally just get a book. And I opened it and it was just a book inside the empty box. So after all,
how disappointing.
I mean, I think what it probably was is they asked me, I don't know whether they asked me as an author or a reviewer. I never really know. So maybe I was just a weird hybrid where I got the influencer box, but they'd run out of stuff and they just chucked it in and sent me it. Yeah, it's good. I wish I could. I'll have to go and grab it in the sprint. It's not How to Sell a Haunted House like the Grady Hendrix, but it's got a very similar title to that. But it's non-fiction, I think, and it's about like the psychology of haunted houses and famous haunted house books and famous haunted house movies, I think. I'll go and get it so I can give you the proper blurb, but it looks, no, I haven't got it here. It looks really, really good. When I agreed to it, I thought it was fiction, and then it arrived and I was pleasantly surprised. I was like, a spooky non-fiction. That's cool.
I've stopped taking ARCs till the end of the year because I've done about 84 ARCs this year. and well over half of the books I've read have been arcs, and a lot of those are from indie authors who are friends. But I've got so many of my own books I want to read, and so I've stopped taking them for a minute. Apart from a couple of the arc teams I'm on, because I beta read for a couple of authors, and I edit and I proofread and do all those things. But that's only like a handful. So I've started saying no. So
I think it's a weird thing, review copies. Sometimes I think to myself, oh, I'm not getting many. And then I get 5 in one go and I get a bit stressed
yeah,
because I can't read them all in time. And yeah, like you said, you might have pre-ordered a book that you actually have chosen for yourself,
yeah.
and then that one ends up getting pushed to one side. So yeah, I do a mixture now, and I try not to feel guilty if I don't get to a book. I'm like, well, I've not got to it. I will do when I need to. Like I'm interviewing some authors at Comic Con, so I will need to make sure I at least read. I'm interviewing a lot of authors, like I think 16 authors or something, so I won't have time to read all their books, but especially because they haven't sent me them. They sometimes send you them, but I haven't got any. So for some of those, I'll try to at least start reading. I've read quite a lot of them anyway. Like I'm interviewing Alwyn Hamilton, who I've read all of her books anyway. And who else am I interviewing? Quite a few. TJ Clune, who I've not read any of his, and I need to because have you read any of his show? Like House on the
Do you
Cerulean
know,
Sea, is that something?
I've got I've got 2 of them, but I know I haven't read them.
Well, I just I went to order the physical copy online and saw the Kindle book was 99p, and I've got back into my Kindle,
Yeah,
Sharon. I was gonna
I love
cancel
my
my Kindle
Kindle.
Unlimited, and I think I've got to keep it going. I blame Beth Reekles because I started reading her romance book. The layout, not the layout, the layover. They're stuck in 3 people are stuck in an airport and they're all trying to get to a wedding because they all want to break this wedding up for different reasons. And it transpires that the bride and groom are both pretty vile people. But it's then the whole question of should you break up a wedding or should you just leave these people, to live their lives, even if they are really unpleasant. And it's there's a bit with a WhatsApp group where people don't realize this woman is in a WhatsApp group and they're talking about her. And it's so like, you can just see it happening in real life, and it's so good. So I said to Beth, like, she's open to kind of worms because I've gone and downloaded a load of romance books to read afterwards.
Oh
So
yeah,
she's
I
unleashed.
don't do romances,
I go through
thankfully.
phases, but I am at the minute. I'm reading romance and horror alongside.
There's a lot of people who do that. I've got a lot of mutuals on social media that read. They like there's disparity. They like the fact that you can read a really gruesome horror. I know you don't read the really gruesome stuff, but they'll read a really gruesome horror and then read like a fluffy romance, and it
Yeah,
kind
just
of
clean your
as a
palate.
cleanse. Yeah.
Yes,
Whereas as
I
I don't do that.
I'm reading this
Oh
Catriona Ward's new one, and it's quite different. Have you read Catriona Ward's other books?
yeah,
I felt you've
yeah.
read at least. Have you read all of them? They're normally quite almost like you don't know if you're dreaming and you don't know what's real and what's
It's
not.
surreal.
Like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, this is a bit more rooted in reality, but it is jumping around different perspectives, and you're trying to work out what point in time the perspective is from because there's a man you told is dead, but then you meet him in a chapter and you're like, oh, hang on, is he not really dead, or is this from the past? And you kind of, I don't know whether it's me, but I'm finding it hard, but also enjoying the fact that I just started a chapter and I'm like, who is Adam? I've just got to an Adam chapter and I've not had an Adam yet. I'm 100 pages into this book and it's only quite short. It's only for her 284 pages, which I think for her books is really short. So yeah, I'd say this is more of a kind of dark thriller so far, and it's got children in, and I'm being really brave and reading despite the children because it's just so good. I want to know. Thriller so far, and it's got children in.
Sorry, my phone has just flicked onto your YouTube
Oh, it's all
channel.
right. I'll just talk to myself. That was a bit of a surreal moment then, Sharon. I was like, wow.
It just,
Speaking of surreal dream-like.
I've set up notifications so that when you go live, it tells me, and it just starts. Cool. And I was like, oh, God, a second, what's going on? I'm online. I'm on the phone. What's going on?
Kev likes to watch my sprints, and he comes down sometimes after he's put Nathan down, and he'll start watching it. So I'm talking, and then I can hear the early part of the sprint, and I'm like, oh gosh, I can't even process. Don't do this to me. So
yeah, my favourite Catriona Ward is Little Eve. Still my favourite.
Do you know what? I think that's the only, well, I say the only one I've not read. I've read Last House on Needless Street, which I thought was excellent.
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
And what's the sound? Looking Glass Sound, is it?
I haven't still read that yet.
I thought it was very good, different again. That one's quite literary, and again, you kind of read it thinking you're not sure who to trust and who's the goodie and who's the baddie. That's what I really liked on Last House on Needless Street. I was just reading it thinking, I don't know who the villain of this book is. Like,
It's quite nice.
you
Isn't it?
don't really know. You don't really know who, because you're told these narratives, aren't you, of what has happened to the characters, but you don't necessarily know who's what in the story you've been told. I thought, and I.
Little Eve is a horror. It's a proper pure horror. It's a cult horror, and it's about a cult. And I really, really enjoyed it. It still has that kind of surreal edge to it, but it's a really, really good story. Very deeply disturbing.
Yeah, well, this one I think is going to be disturbing. It's a group of children who live in a place called Nowhere, and they're runaways who found their own society. And there's a burned out ruin on the property that used to belong to a guy who was a Hollywood actor, and it transpired possible cult leader, possible serial murderer. I'm still trying to piece together all of this. This is just kind of, what I picked up so far. And they kind of flew at his house, and I'm like, oh, I don't know whether this is going to be a cult vibe. I just, you're reading it and you're like, I don't know where this is going to go. I'm very intrigued, and I'm nearly halfway through, and I'm still
good, though.
Yeah, it's really good. And this was one where they reached out. The publisher, I've never heard anything from them, and they reached out on my TikTok, I think it was. But I do review her books quite a bit on there, so whether they saw a review of one and just asked me to read it. Yeah, it's lovely to get early books sometimes. Like this was exactly what I wanted. It came at, like, I think it comes out in, February, and I was just thinking, oh, I just don't know what I want to read, and then this arrived, and I was like, yes, that's what I want to read.
I rarely
Sorted.
get physical copies because I nearly always ask for the ebook. Just because the majority of the arcs I get are from indies, and it costs them a lot of money. So the only time I ever really get a physical arc is if it's from a publisher. Because then they've got a budget for it. So I tend to have ebooks mainly.
Thing is, you're trustworthy, Sharon. Like, I'd send you an ebook, but I think my publisher were a bit nervous about ebooks because if you don't know who you're sending them to, they can get shared. Yeah. Like somebody can forward it to however many friends, can't they? And then you've lost your sales. So ebooks is a tricky one. I think my publisher went for early finish copies because they liked the cover so much. They were like, let's not do a proof because, and then there was all that problem with the printing. So in a way, it worked out because the proofs wouldn't have been probably printed anyway. I don't know. Oh, it's fine. Just stuff keeps you on your toes, doesn't it?
Most of mine come through BookFunnel or Dropbox. But if I get sent them to me on an email, which I do sometimes, especially if I'm beta reading, then as soon as I've downloaded them onto my Kindle, I delete them because you can't send something from your Kindle. And I don't want to accidentally send it. I'm always terrified that I'm going to send it on accidentally. So I always download it, delete the email straight away so that I know that I'm not going to, because I would never do that to an author ever. But I'm always.
Is it. And this is why they send you them, Sharon, because you're trustworthy. And like loads of reads I know, I would trust to send them it. But it's just that doubt, isn't it? If anybody can have an accidental, forward to all in my address book or something, and then you've had it.
Especially with, menopausal, who knows what could happen.
Well, I mean, I think I'm not far from that myself, Sharon, so I feel you there.
So is that what you were doing tonight? And is that you're reading that?
Well, no, it's sitting there and looking at me, but I'm writing a children's book, and I've got a friend who is going to beta read it for me, who's a children's author already. In fact, a couple of friends. Alex has already read some of it. And really likes it. And then I've got another friend who's going to read, I think, the entirety of it. So I tend to edit on paper, so I need to type up those edits because it's only occurred to me that I can't email her it if I write it all on paper. And then I've got to do some MCM questions. I've written most of my questions for MCM.
Is that this weekend?
That's not this weekend, but the one after. So I've got to email those to the publicists. So yeah, I've got admin jobs and writing to do really. How about you, Sharon? What are you going to read, or are you going to Lego or something tonight?
No, I've got some Bookstagram Awards admin to do. I need to get the certificates sent out, so I need to get some addresses off and do that kind of stuff. So I'll be doing that to begin with, and then I'm reading. I can't wait to read this. I'm so excited.
Oh, who's that by?
Have you ever seen the film In the Mouth of Madness?
No, I don't think so. Oh, is Sutter Kane the author, or is that the title of the book?
No, if you've never seen the book, you won't understand. If you've
No.
never if you've never seen the film, so the film is my favorite horror film of all time,
Oh, really?
and it's got anyway. So it's about an author called Sutter Kane who writes these horrific horrors. I mean, really horrific, demonic, dark. I mean, really, really harsh. And he disappears, and he created this town called Hobbs End where everything happens in his books. And this investigator is tasked with trying to find him because the last book he brought out, which is called In the Mouth of Madness, sends people mad. I mean, they actually go
Oh,
insane. So he goes to find him, and he ends up in the fictional place of Hobbs End in reality. It's all about a split of reality between, it's basically a book about a book within a book. It's brilliant. And
that's very clever.
they've been talking about doing this for years, of obviously publishing the actual book. So that's the same cover as in the film.
Amazing. So
I
do you
can't
need
wait
to
to read it.
read? Do you think you need to watch the film first, or would you read the book?
This is really extreme horror. So not for me, but I think it might be for you.
I might watch the film then, Sharon, and then decide. It's funny, it depends what you mean by extreme, because certain stuff that people say is really extreme, I'm like, oh no, I'm fine. But have a child that somebody's mildly mean to, and I'm like, this book is awful, I can't read it. So yeah, I
It's
mean,
about
it
it. It's
depends.
about it's very kind of like I don't really know how to explain it really. I mean, I love it. It starts with Sam Neill's the main character in the film, and
I love Sam Neill.
it starts with him in a lunatic asylum, and then it goes down from there, and it's all about the fact that this author has managed to find a way to tap in to bring hell to earth.
That's
and
scary. That's really
and so he
scary.
does. Yeah, and so he does.
So is he the author, or is he one of the people affected?
Now, in the end, he's affected. Sam Neill is the investigator.
Ah, okay.
But at the end, you think everything's okay, and then you realise because he's stopped himself from bringing the book back. He's got to take this book into reality, and the book will bring in hell on earth, open the gates. And it starts with him thinking it's okay. He gets to the publishers and he said, "Oh well, I'm sorry, I couldn't get the book." And they went, "What you mean? It's published today."
Mm. Gosh,
It's
that's
very, very
scary.
good. It's very good.
I love a book or a film about authors. I think it's really interesting to see authors' approaches, and I like ones, like Stephen King's done a couple where it's about what people are willing to do to write an amazing book. Like one of his short stories, was it something about rats?
Yeah.
It was like, what kind of deals are you willing to make? What will you sacrifice of yourself to kind of be this amazing author? It's quite chilling, I think, stuff like that.
This is kind of about an author who's kind of a horror author anyway, and through writing horror, he connects to something that pulls in real evil.
It's a really good
So
idea. I love it. It's very
yeah,
creative. I don't think I've read or seen anything like that before.
the film is I think it's from the 90s. The film,
Sam Neill had a
but
good patch, didn't he? He's the one from Dead Calm, isn't he? And
yeah,
was he
or
in Jurassic
Jurassic
Park?
Park.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, I was obsessed with Dead
it's so
Calm. I don't
good.
know why. I think it was Nicole Kidman. I've always loved Nicole Kidman, even when I was younger, and I used to watch Dead Calm loads. It was Billy Zane, Nicole Kidman, and Sam Neill, I think.
Yeah.
Hi, Stephen. Sorry, I brought that up, and then I started talking about horror books
Hi,
and got all distracted.
Stephen.
Hi, Kit Kats. Yeah, it's
Hiya.
funny, isn't it, Stephen? I generally would, but with the kind of meta stuff that Sharon was talking about, I was like, oh, if it's a film about a book, do you need to read the book? But then the film came out
No,
first.
the film was first. The book is from the film.
I'm quite a fan of doing stuff in the order it came out. So, like with Star Wars films, if I was going to do a Star Wars rewatch, I would watch them in the order they came out. And same with Lord of the Rings, I would watch the Lord of the Rings films and then watch the Hobbit ones.
Me too.
Because I feel like the creator, even though, like, say, Frozen Charlotte came out and then Charlotte Says was the prequel, Alex Bell wrote them in that order. So I feel like I honour the order that they did it in generally.
I do too. Yeah.
So if the book came out first, I'll generally try and read the book. Although Fight Club, I love the movie Fight Club, watched it umpteen times, and I enjoyed the book, but I got a little bit lost in it. And I thought, you know what? I love the film so much. I'm just going to put the book down because it's not obviously serving me in the same way that the film does. Because I watch the film every couple of years. Like, I'm starting to get the craving again to watch it.
I think also with that one specifically, and I love Chuck Palahniuk, but I think that the film took the best parts of the book,
Yeah. And
right?
made it a bit
The
more
book is
coherent. I think,
and made it make sense. The book is a little bit
yes.
incoherent. Yeah.
Yeah, the book, it's the Project Mayhem stuff, which I think rightly the main character is going a bit off the rails at that point. So and the
Yeah.
way it's written goes off the rails as well. Whereas the film, I think I can follow it and I can consume it within a couple of hours. I'm done. So I think I'm gonna have to go and possibly make a cuppa or have a drink of water or something and then get my head down and do some ad. So we're gonna do some admin together, Sharon. I'll do my admin while you do yours.
It'll only take me about half an hour, I reckon.
Yeah,
So
same
it's,
with
it's
that.
just, yeah.
Stephen saying hi to Sharon.
Hi,
Hello.
love.
I'm gonna put the kitty on and set the timer. Let's do our first sprint and see if we can get our boring stuff done first, and then we can do fun things in the next one. So see you in a little bit. I'll just mute her.
Bye-bye.
Oh, because you
Hello.
got me. An email just popped up from my friend, and I was just reading it, and I just took my eye off the clock for a second, and then it meowed at me. And
I had to go and sort the cats out.
oh, so you were dealing with real cats as opposed to meowing screen cats.
Well, I used to work obviously from home, and they hated it. They hated me in the office all day, and I haven't done that for a while. So they're not happy. They're like, "Why are you in there? Why are you locked in there? What's going on?" I know. So I had to go out and comfort them a little bit. They were crying,
Oh,
and they're all outside
bless
in a
them.
line, going, "What are you doing, Mum?"
Yeah, you told us you'd stop doing this. What's this nonsense of us not being allowed in?
I'm like,
Bless
"I'm
them.
not working. I'm just talking to my friend. It's okay."
Well, I managed to email the authors whose email addresses I've got and message the ones who I haven't, because I used to send them directly to the Comic Con, the questions, but I found that the authors didn't always get them because they'd get sent to a publicist who's on holiday. So I thought, right, this time I'm going to directly contact the authors if I can,
Yeah.
and then get Comic Con scoop up anybody I don't get hold of, because I hate the thought of somebody getting there and being all panicked and not knowing, because I
What you've
like to know
asked
what I'm going
them.
to be asked in advance. Some people don't care, I know, but I like to be at least have a chance to think about what I'm going to say, in different eventualities.
Like when I do the Tales Point horror stuff for Shelley,
Yeah.
she always sends me a list of questions. I never read them. She's like, "I'm
I
so
think,
sorry,
yeah,
I've sent this late," and I'm like, I'll just wing it. It's fine."
yeah, I don't tend to, for stuff like that, be as worried because I think I feel comfortable with Shelley and I
Yeah.
know a lot of the audience. But yeah, it's that unknown of this time at Comic Con as well. We're in a different venue, and that always makes me a bit, oh, I don't
Where
know
are you
where I'm
this time
going.
then?
Well, we're still in the same big. This is the MCM one. I can't even remember where MCM is. I get the two mixed up. Whatever the big convention place is. Oh, Excel is Excel, isn't
Yeah.
it? But we're in a different part of it this time. The writer's block is normally
Oh,
like in the middle of Comic Con, and they've put us in some room or
random.
section, which could be good. It could be nice to be a bit quieter and stuff, but also it might mean less footfall. So I don't know. There's going to be pros and cons of both, I think. So I just know that if I've got all my questions sorted and I'm really organised, at least it's just sorting out where I'm going. I've got a publicist coming for the first time though, which would be nice on the Friday. So hopefully she can help us find where we are if we get lost.
When
But Kev's
when
really
I
good.
when I interview authors for my horror grill, I always send them the questions.
Mm.
I just think it's some, you don't want people to be. I don't want people to feel uncomfortable or or feel like they're going to be taken by surprise. And and I always ask them, is there anything off limits? Is there anything you don't want to talk about? Do you know what I mean? So it's like, yeah, it's just polite, isn't it? Really, I think.
I think it depends on the subject matter, doesn't it? Because I'm doing a panel called Queer Reads, which is the first time I've ever done one, like specifically about LGBT books. And I think they've asked me to chair, although I don't fit into that category because my books do.
Yeah,
Because at first I was like, oh, that's not me. But then I read it and I was like, oh yeah, queer books versus queer authors. Because sometimes these things like queer author panels. And I was like, well, I shouldn't be on that. But so that's the only one where I'm just wording really carefully because the blurb of the panel says something like how people's identities inform what they write. And I was like, oh, that's fair enough. But I don't want to come out right and ask what somebody's identity is because they might not want to discuss that.
no,
Because for
no,
some
it's a
people, that's
difficult
really
one, isn't it?
complex.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
So this panel, I'm taking a bit more like I've got one that's just about YA. I've got one about romantasy. And then this one, I'm taking a bit more time over the questions just because I think it's more of a subject that people might have really complicated feelings about or
yeah,
not want to talk about it or not. Like I think some people it's like a spectrum and they don't actually know themselves.
yeah, yeah. I think
So
it's especially if it's not something you're part of as well. Is this you want to be a
exactly.
bit kind of a bit kind of kind and aware of it, don't you? Really, that do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I'm going to
The
say
same
that
for
openly
me.
because
I'm straight, so it's like it's
well, yeah,
very. I'm an ally, but I don't know how they feel because I don't have that. I don't have that. I don't have to deal with the problems they have to deal with.
That's
So
kind of the way I'm coming at the questions. Like one of them is like, what is the importance of these books? Because I'm really conscious of putting it in as a straight author. I want to have a varied world in my books that reflects the real world, but I'm not tackling this from experiencing it as lived experience.
I'm of the opinion is it's like you should a writer can write anything. You always have this argument comes around every now and then, don't you? Where do you know male writers write terrible female characters, and you're
Yeah,
just like
exactly.
it may be a really boring world if there wasn't a mix of the characters that are in normal life. So
Well,
it's
yeah,
just
and can
like
you imagine a YA book? Most YA authors are women in the 30s plus, right? Or
yeah,
20s
writing
plus.
teenagers, yeah.
Can you imagine if like all the women in my books were like a 40-year-old married mom? That would be really inappropriate. So
And also, majority of stuff I read about is either demonic or serial killers. I've never killed anyone, and I'm not a
thank
demon.
goodness,
So,
Sharon, you know.
yeah, you know what I mean. Well, not that I'm aware of. I mean, certainly not intentionally. And I mean, you'd never read anything, would you? So it is, but I understand you have to kind of. There has to be a sensitivity to it, doesn't there? A little bit.
It
It's the
does.
same with disability or mental health. Do you know what I mean? It's
Exactly. Yeah, I wouldn't write about somebody getting injured, for example, or getting an illness that caused them to become disabled and about the journey of what that must feel like because I don't know, but I would have a character who is disabled in a book because I
yeah,
think representation is important. So I think like the same as like I would have a character who is gay, but I wouldn't write about the experience of coming out or the experience of dealing with say bullying in relation to
yeah,
that or something because I don't. So I think that's where I've always come at it. Like I was really conscious of like Mina being an English girl who goes to visit New Orleans because I'm not from there, and even Mia in this book, they're still from Yorkshire because that's where I'm from and that's
yeah.
where I
You base
feel
it in
my
reality, don't you? You know what I
yeah.
mean? Exactly. So I mean, I think you could, you could do the best you can, and if I mean, nowadays you also have sensitivity readers, which is I think is so that they can say if there's something that's a bit, you know, is oh that's a bit. It's difficult because everyone's experience is going to be different. Do you know we're both women, but our experiences of life are very different. So
Exactly.
it's a difficult
Yeah,
thing, isn't it? It's
it
difficult.
is. I had the Mina books checked. My friend Rachel read them, but was conscious that she was reading them from the black female British perspective, not a black female New Orleans perspective. And I was like, well, I've kind of as close as I can in the people that I know, this is what I'm going with. And then I had other people check the New Orleans side of it. And then I had They Own the Night. Josh, who you know from Point Horror, he read particularly with a focus on Johnny's parts because he is a journalist who identifies as gay. So he was the perfect person to read because as I was talking to him about Johnny's character, he was like, you do know I'm a journalist as well. And I was like, oh yeah, this is
He writes
perfect
for Radio
actually.
Times, don't he, Josh?
Yeah, you can check everything for this character. And you checked a little bit for me about
About
character in a
the
wheelchair because
wheelchair.
yeah, I just really wanted to know about like I'd not given much thought to like arm strength and things like that and like hand strength and you see people in wheelchairs, but you don't want to kind of unless you know somebody really well, you're not going to question them about their experiences. You just kind of
There's a difference as well when somebody is disabled from birth and disabled later. So
yes,
generally, people who are
exactly.
disabled from birth have very strong upper body strength because they've built it up.
Yeah.
When somebody becomes disabled, like, I couldn't move myself in a wheelchair. Do you know what I mean? Because I just haven't got that strength. But I think so. It's a different thing, and it's always nice to have someone else's opinion, isn't it?
It is. I've got a character in my when I get to write my adult book, I'll have a character that I'll need your help with because she's in a wheelchair, and she is probably closer to fairly close to your age, and she's an academic, so I think you might have a lot in common with her, Sharon. Like, I think
Are you
you're very
writing
well
me?
educated. No, no, actually no, but maybe there's a little bit of you in her. She's going to be like the new best friend of the main character,
Lovely.
and I realised in my YA books, I haven't had that much representation of disability. And I was thinking about it and I was like, part of it is because the logistics of things like, like running away and stuff, like I don't, without me being in that experience, it's really hard to imagine. But I'm like, I can't, I've got to push myself a bit more now, though. I've written a few books now. I want to kind of write outside my experience a bit more. But then you do run that danger, like you said, you don't want to go so far that you're taking away from an author actually who has a disability, who actually
I'm a
might
bit, I'm
want
a,
to tell a
I'm a
story.
little bit worried about Josh's new book because although it's about vampires, which I'm very excited about, it is actually a romance.
I've read
And
it,
and
Sharon.
I don't do romance, so I need to speak to him or you if you've read it, just to find out if the romance is the big part of it. Because if it like with
It
your
is, but
not with
it's similar to
yours,
mine.
yeah, with They
Yeah,
Own the Night,
yes.
that has romance in it, obviously, but it's not the whole of the story. The story is actually bigger than that. The romance is just slipped in there as part of the story. But if the main theme is romantic, I just know I'm not going to enjoy it, and I don't want to read something by somebody I really like, or I don't. It's not my genre, right?
I'd say, have you read The Shadow Glass?
Yeah,
So it's got more of the kind of fantasy feel to it, but not in the same way as The Shadow Glass. It's more like that contemporary fantasy where it's based in a world that's very familiar.
right.
I don't know how much has been announced about it, so I won't say too much, but basically, yeah, the world feels familiar and the romance is part of it, but I would say the mystery is the driving force.
Oh, okay. That's okay then.
So,
Because I love
yeah, so
Josh's writing. I love his writing
yeah,
so much.
it's got a kind of funny quirkiness to this one that I don't think he's explored as much in his other books. I think you'll like it. I think it is quite different from his horrors, but you can still feel that it's Josh, if that makes sense.
I'm looking forward to Rosie's new. I haven't. Has Rosie been disappearing? I haven't seen her for months
Yeah,
online.
she's not been on socials that much recently. I think she's been kind of taking a break because she's been really busy work-wise, and had stuff going on. But yeah, her We Three Witches came out last week, did it? On the same day
Yes,
as
I was
Bill.
surprised when I think it was one of your videos I saw it on. She sent
Yeah.
you a proof, and I thought, oh God, I went because I didn't read Phantom Hearts, so I knew that was a romance, and I did, and I'm not keen on graphic novels, so I thought I'm not going to read that. But this one sounds fun. I like a witchy book.
It does have a romance, but again, have you read 16 Souls?
Love it, yeah,
Yeah, I'd say it's a similar level of romance to that. Like
which
it's
is
part
fine.
of it.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
it's kind of, if you get groups of people, so the way I see it, if you get a group of people and romances naturally happen between them, I don't mind that. It's
yeah.
if the main theme is a romance. Do you know what I mean? Like I wouldn't read a rom-com. I don't watch rom-coms. I don't enjoy them. So I just find it cringy.
I was talking to a friend about romancy earlier, and that's an interesting one because I think I haven't really got into romancy as a genre yet, and I
Yeah,
enjoy a romance, but I've found romances a bit harder to get into, and certain ones I love, like Mia, because I'll read anything Mia writes. And she
yeah.
does it in a way that I find really accessible, but I'm not sure what it is that I struggle with in romancy. Is it the way they do romance or is it the way they do fantasy? I
I
don't
think
know.
I think romantasy um, tips over into kind of smut.
Possibly. And I mean, I
So
have
is it
read
a
some
more and it's,
sport, but
it's more kind
not
of
much.
directly sexual as opposed to being kind of just a general kind of falling in love with somebody.
Yeah, maybe
It
that's
tends to
it.
be more spice, and so that's what I don't like. No,
They're quite dramatic as well, aren't they? Romances,
yeah,
I think. Like it's very much like it's kind of life or death and enemies and lovers and stuff. And I
yeah,
need to try, like the really viral ones that have done really well recently. I want to try and read a few of them and see if I can get into them. But I don't know. Like
yeah.
Notorious Virtues, I really enjoyed of Alwyn's, which I'd say is contemporary fantasy. But again, it's got a mystery pulling you through it. So there's not
I
loads of
think
romance or fantasy really.
I think a lot of them as well now. I've had it because I've got a lot of friends who love that genre, and they're saying that a lot of them are the same. They're very samey now. So,
Mm.
because obviously publishers have got this in their head, and they're just gonna, and every single one's the same. So every single one's got dragons, and every single one's got, and it just gets a little bit samey. Um, so it's like with Dark Academia. You have some wonderful Dark Academia, and then it became a little bit, boring because it was all the same. So I like something horror. I like horror Dark Academia
Yeah, see
or
that.
High Academia like Babel. I love
Yeah,
that.
I'm interested in the horror side of dark academia, like how knowledge and power can kind of corrupt
Yeah,
and mess with people. Like I really enjoyed, what was it? The Alexis Henson one that was in Evernight. Was it Academy of Liars or something like that?
yeah. I'll tell
I
you what
thought that,
was. Have you read The Library of Hellebore?
not yeah, it's on my pile. Did you like that one?
That is, I mean, I love Cassandra Clare's writing anyway. She's one of those authors you either love or you don't, because her writing is very descriptive and visceral. It's very brutal. And this is very, very high body horror in this. But it's such a unique take on dark academia. Do you know the idea that this university is full of people who can end the world? They're all so powerful they could end the world. It's brilliant, but it is very, very gory. So yeah, I really enjoyed that.
I
I'm
like
looking,
gory. I
I'm
think that if
looking
there's
forward to
not too,
this month's one. So
yeah.
Was it Andrew Joseph White
Oh, when is the next one due?
this month?
Yeah, because I only know that they're due when the money comes out, and I'm like, oh yeah, we must have gone for another 3 months. I've been really bad because I haven't read the Staircase in the Woods, was it? I
That's
haven't
the
read
only
that
one I
one
haven't
either.
read actually. That's the only one I haven't read yet. I love Chuck Wendig, so I must get to that. But last October they did the Dark Academia, if you remember. It was the Academy of Liars, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And I got very annoyed because that is not horror. And
No,
whereas this one's
it's
more of a horror this time.
yeah. Yeah, it's interesting because I think horror is one of those really subjective things. Like some people say my books are horror, and some say they're thrillers, and some say they're mysteries. And I'm like, oh, I just don't really categorize. When I'm writing, I just write what I want to write,
There
and
can
I
be a
don't really.
combination of stuff,
Yeah,
but you know what I mean? It's just like, unless there needs to be brutal deaths, there needs to be a mystery around what's killing something. Otherwise, it's not horror. To me,
yeah,
I mean, to me, it needs to have, it needs to be something horrific. There needs to be brutality. Otherwise, it's not horror to me. You know? Sometimes you can read a book and you think, this is horror, but this is real life horror. The horror of
yeah.
other people, right?
Yeah, like there's the argument of whether Witchcraft for Wayward Girls is horror or not, and I think that's absolutely horror because it is so
Horror, it's
horrifying.
horrific. It's horrific. That
It
is
was too
real
much
life
for me.
horror.
It's I had to DNF it because it was too intense. As soon as it got to the girls starting to give birth, I was like, oh, I'm out. I actually can't cope with how they're being treated. It was just,
It was
it got the
brutal.
point. Yeah, it got the point home to me, but I was like, I know that part of it is to educate and to tell us that these things happened. And I was like, oh, I can't read about it anymore, though. It's too.
No. It was so, it is hands down my favourite book by Grady Hendrix. Just because it's so real and so raw, and it just is heartbreaking. And but that's the thing, you see, horror is a massive genre. Do you know what I mean? And you can like any type of it. And some you can like horror thrillers and horror mysteries. I love a murder mystery, for instance. The books I'm going to be writing are murder mysteries. They're not horrors, they're murder mysteries. Because that's one of my favourite genres.
Same. I think they're
Yeah.
hard to pull off well, but a well executed murder mystery is the most satisfying thing because,
It's just
when all
comforting. Yeah.
the pieces click together. Like my mum messaged me and said when she'd read They Own the Night, she was like, "You completely got me. I didn't see that this person was this and this thing was coming." And I
It
was
was
like, that
good.
makes me
It
so
was good.
happy.
I really enjoyed it.
Thank
I
you,
was I
Sharon.
was yeah, I did. I really, really enjoyed it. I really love the characters so much.
Well, Alex got a bit
Yeah.
angry with me. Alex messaged me at the end, like, "How dare you? How dare you do
I
that?" And I was
loved it.
like,
I'm not going to say anything. I don't want to spoil it.
"No."
But
I
I
think
loved
I
the
can probably.
ending.
I didn't ask which particular character she was upset about, but I was like, I think I can probably guess because I did that on purpose.
I loved
It
the
had to be
ending.
it had
Yeah.
to be a Dracula retelling, right? To me, I was following the beats of Dracula, so I didn't obey it in every way because some bits of Dracula I find really boring. But I chose all the bits I like, and unfortunately, what happens to some of the characters, it had to stay as it
I,
was.
I loved it. I loved the end. I thought the ending was great. I mean, but you know
I
me. I'd like them all to die at the end. That's how I like
Well,
it. They
I
didn't, by
and
the way. If anybody's listening, they didn't. But
no,
yeah, that would be a, to me that would be realistic.
I'm still me, so I'm still never going to kill off all my main characters.
No.
However, I think I was more brutal to the main characters in this one because it was a standalone. I think I could. Like, you've got to be careful in a series. You can't be
Yeah.
too brutal with your core characters because you need them to take you through the book.
You
Like,
can kill them off slower, can't you?
yeah, this is it. And I suppose stuff like Game of Thrones taught us that nobody's safe and the core dynamic can change. But I didn't want that in the Mina books. I wanted the core dynamic to stay to some
Yeah.
extent.
Yeah.
And not throw it too much off its axis. Right, Stephen's asking, Witches of Essex? No. Is that if it's on the History Channel, is that non-fiction? That sounds cool,
That
Stephen.
sounds very good.
I like historical witchy series. Witches and serial killers I like learning about, and cults. They're my main things that I watch non-fiction about. Right, it's getting a bit late, but let's do one more sprint. I am going to have to go up because it's gone very quiet upstairs, which possibly means Kev's fallen asleep with Nathan, and I need to go and retrieve him, or I might
go away.
I might need to tag in. Cats are like children, aren't they? They just like sense that it's not a good moment and they just want to be there around you.
Nightmare.
Right.
I'm going to read my book.
Okay, I'm going to put on, let's have a look. I think I'll do a 30-minute timer because then we can finish off at 9 o'clock and have a little chat then. But first, I'm going to do a bit more work, I think, but I am going to go and see what's happening upstairs. So I'll
Yeah, I
see you
better
in a
check on the
bit.
cats. See you in a minute. Bye.
Great.
Hello.
That was good. Very productive.
That went quick, didn't it?
I know, half an hour is like a blink of an eye. I managed to finish my edits and email it to Kev. So he's going to read me my first half of my children's thing I've been working on.
Oh,
I read a little bit of this. It's really good. My
yeah,
Patreon book.
I read a couple, about 4 chapters, I think.
Is that the beginning of the book? Have you just started it, or have you?
Yeah, I've only
read
just started. Yeah, I only had it only came last week, I think. So, yeah, I wanted to
It's
keep it for Halloween week, but
yeah,
I
couldn't
fancy
wait.
a really gruesome horror. Yeah,
It's nearly. I mean, I feel like you're in Halloween as soon as you hit October. To be honest.
September for me, darling. I mean, it's
Yeah. Well,
Halloween
yeah.
in my
This is
house.
true.
It's Halloween in my house every day. You know,
Oh
I
yeah.
buy new home decor every year, and it stays up all year. It's like,
This
I
is
built
it.
the Hocus Pocus house the other day, and I really, really want to build the Nightmare Before Christmas ones now. But then I'm like, is that Halloween? Is that Christmas? It's both. Should I do it in November? Do you know what I mean? So
The only thing with that one, I ended up breaking mine because I put it in the wrong place and it didn't quite fit. And I went to put it in a shelf and I like knocked the top off it. So it's quite delicate, that one. It isn't, like your Haunted Mansion one, like it's a central piece, isn't it? Like,
yeah,
and your Hocus Pocus house, it's all separate individual bits.
no,
And
it
I'd not
has
really
is.
fathomed that. I think I should have built it in the place that I was going to keep it, and I didn't do that. So mine's ended up in a bit of a mess. So I need to
You can
rebuild
rebuild
mine.
it. Yeah, I've got a place for it, and I've measured to make sure it fits. So, but yeah, Hocus Pocus house was great fun. So many little Easter eggs inside, and you don't see them. Do you know what I mean? So but it's so funny, and the playability. The roof lifts off so you can get inside, and the side pulls out so you can get to it. It was such fun.
I'm so tempted by that one. It's one of the expensive ones, isn't it?
It's
Like
out of
my
stock
Haunted
now.
Mansion. Oh, is it?
It's
Is
out.
it?
It's
Are
out
we
of.
done now?
It's out of stock unless you can't get it from Lego. It's out of stock now, and it retires in December.
Yeah.
So it'll be a lot of money after that.
That was the thing. My
So
Haunted Mansion one, it had gone out of stock. It had been discontinued, and I just managed to get one on eBay that was was it eBay or Amazon, one of the two, and it was brand new, so I was really lucky.
you can get it from like Argos and stuff, but it's not on the discount anymore because
Yeah,
Lego did it for like 150 quid. So
yeah.
which is 50 quid off. I mean, I'll pay 200 for it, but all the other places is still 200, so you can still get it from everywhere else. But that's the problem with retired sets, isn't it? They
And
just
they're just
massively go up in price. I mean, that
yeah,
haunted
and I think
mansion you've got, the first haunted mansion,
yeah.
it's like 300 quid now that is to buy.
Oh, see, I think it was 160. My mum got it for me for my 40th. And yeah, and even then I was like, oh, that's a lot of money, but she was happy to pay. And I'm like, okay, great.
I can't wait for the
Um,
Goonies ship. I can't wait
oh,
for the Goonies ship.
it's just so expensive, isn't it? I
It's
really
going to be
want
about
like
300, that one.
what, sorry? Oh yeah, have you found where are you going to buy it from, Kev said? Have you got like a plan, like what's going to be the most efficient way, or is it just a
I'm not
case of
going to
wood?
buy it. Well, for me, I'm probably going to buy it from Lego on a double points because there's an insider weekend, 22nd and 23rd of November before Black Friday,
Yeah.
and it's double points. So double points, that's like 10% off because you get the money back, don't you? So, but then you could if you weren't. I mean, you could wait. I mean, that's going to be in stock for a couple of years. It only
Mm.
releases in November, so it might come down. But I think it's not. It won't go below 250.
No, it's one of those where they'll do a percentage off every now and again, but it's going to be an expensive piece of kit. And I think you need a space, like a specific area. And we're going to do a bit of knocking the house around at some point and have a bit more space. So I think it might be worth doing it then and actually saying, right, this designated area is going to be where we're going to build it. And I don't think Nathan's quite old enough to help yet either. And I think maybe if we get it at a point where he can enjoy it with us, it's probably more worth it to do then.
I mean, it'll be out for a couple of years, and so it's not like a big rush, is it? I mean,
No.
I have some new bookshelves, so a lot of my Lego is in front of books But I've got spaces for the big ones on the top.
Yeah.
So there's room up there, but I really, really want that one. So
Yeah.
I've just done a big shop because it's double points at the moment. So all the little kits I wanted, I bought those recently.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
tending to buy them as I need them, like, but apart from the
Or if they're
Wednesday
on
one.
special offer, like the Enid and thingy's Wednesday's Dawn, which I got when you told me it was on special offer.
Yeah. It
Is
was
it?
really, it was a good offer, wasn't it? Was it
30
like
quid
30
off.
quid off? Yeah.
That's what you got to do. If you're not in a rush to have it, then just wait till you get a good offer.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
surprised at that on Amazon. I didn't realize that they did stuff like that, and I happened to look and I was like, oh my God, me and Sharon, go, go, go.
Amazon do a load of Lego deals. And I mean, you've got Black Friday coming up. It's like I really want the Game Boy one, but which is like, I don't know, 70 quid on Lego, but Costco are doing it for 45.
Oh, that's handy to know.
So my sister and her wife are going to go to Costco. I said, can you pick me up one while you're there? Do you know what I mean? Because you just got to wait for it. If you're not in a rush to get them, then you wait till a special offer, I think. And the
Yeah.
real ones, you need to get are the ones who are retiring, because when they retire, they double in price. So that's when you want to get them if you want them, you know.
Yeah, I don't know. The Wednesday one, I was undecided because I thought with it being like a children's set, 'cause it's age 10 plus, isn't it? I thought, oh,
Such
it's
fun
not gonna.
though. It's
Well,
such
this is
fun.
it. But it's the
I've got
price.
the
Like £80 was too much. Like the Twilight one. Have you seen the price of that? It's
expensive. The Cullen house is so
for a
expensive.
really what looks like a really basic model to me. Not a very big build at all. And yeah, it's like nearly £200. And I thought,
It's
no.
because they pay in. I know, and is Lego expensive anyway because it's engineered. We're having to pay for the franchise. I'm looking forward to the
Yeah.
new Stranger Things one next year.
Yeah, that'll be
I mean,
cool.
like the Upside Down, they did the Upside Down Lego, which was only out for a year. I think that cost about 150 quid. It's 500 quid to buy that now.
Oh.
It's just massively massively. I mean, my sister invests. They buy them to invest. There's a lot of money in Lego, but I'll just buy them because they're fun.
When you want to play with them, and it's the thing of do you keep them like toys in a box or not? And I've got quite a lot of Buffy figures in the loft, and I'm going to get them down in the not so distant future. And I think I'm going to take them out the boxes because I'm like,
Yeah,
well, I'm never
I
ever going to
do.
sell these things. I
I
actually
do.
can't the problem is I can't display them as they are because they're in boxes. They take up too much room, and I'm like,
True.
right, I'm going to organize my shelves. I'm going to get decent stands for them, and I'm just going to display them. I think
I bought all the
because
Wednesday sets, the original ones. I've got the Dawn one was the last one I needed, and I've got the one with the stand which is on, which is a great build. That's such fun. It's got secret compartments in it and all sorts. And I did the one with the dahlia. I really want Morticia's Cottage, but that's really expensive. I'll wait till that falls in price.
yeah, I was
You
looking at
know.
that. It looks really cool and gothic, doesn't it? I tend to just go for the ones that look creepy or a
Me
bit weird.
too.
Like
Me
that's what
too.
I
And
want.
I love the 3-in-1 ones. I love the animals. And I've got a couple of Harry Potter ones. I've got folks that Phoenix and Dobby. But I won't buy the big sets because I haven't got the room. But I like animals. I love like pandas and spiders and dragons and things.
Did
Don't
you
make
see? I
me
don't know whether Shelley posted it, but they did a cat one, and it was one of those really big three-dimensional that you
tuxedo
kind.
cats. Yeah, I've seen that one. That's on
Yeah,
my wish list. I mean,
yeah, build them
I
in the
did
base.
the Sherlock Holmes book nook recently. That was fun. Do you know what I mean? That was one I really wanted. So
Yeah, I
that
hope
was
they do more book notes because I do like Sherlock Holmes. I wouldn't say it's one of my favorite things that I would want that theme. I would want more like, the gothic horror or something modern. Like, can you imagine a Stephen King one? Like that would blow my mind.
but
Stephen
the
King
show. I mean, I
Lego.
love Sherlock Holmes. Gothic horrors. You know, gothic stuff is my favourite, and so I love Sherlock Holmes. But the Easter eggs in it's all the stories was just such fun. But that was such a fun build. Such fun. But I'd love some more of them.
Yeah, I think when the Harry Potter ones are really tempting, but I reckon when Nathan gets into it, it might be a case that we sort of gradually build and have a whole surface like ready. I've seen
It's so
families do that where,
expensive.
well, it is.
The
This is
Harry,
the thing.
because Warner Brothers, isn't it? It's so expensive. It's like the
Mm.
Marvel and the DC stuff is so expensive.
Yeah, the Minecraft ones are as well. I bought a little kit
Yes.
for Kev, because I thought, well, Nathan and he can do it together, and it was something like 20 or 30 pound for a really, really small. There will be just a couple of hours of building, and they'll really enjoy it. And then
I
you've
had to
got the
take his
kind of,
house. It cost me 200 quid, but it took me 4 days to build it.
well, yeah. So I
So you know
mean,
what I mean?
that's
It's just like,
decent.
I mean, mainly that's because I can't sit for hours because I just took too much pain. So I did it over like 4.5 days, and it was such fun. But what else am I going to spend my money on? Books and Lego.
Well, I'm still only looking at my Haunted Mansion house now. I'm still about, I think, 2/3 of the way up it probably. I hadn't done it for weeks. I've just on an evening we've been reading. It's been quite nice. Like Kevin and I
Yeah,
both like having a little read. So it's whatever you can squeeze into the day. That's what I'm doing at the minute.
I tend to prefer to do Lego in the day because it's just more light.
Yeah, I
I
do
mean, it's quite
struggle.
difficult because I quite like, I know you do as well, but I quite like lamps. I don't like big
Yeah.
light on. And it's difficult to do Lego because you can't see the colours.
Yeah,
So
oh,
I tend to do it in the
honestly,
day.
the dark brown and black, not only
How
can
do
you
you tell
not
the
see it on
difference?
the Lego block itself, but on the picture itself, I'm
You
looking
can't
at it
tell, can
going,
you?
the only way I
No.
can tell is the fact that I'm counting the number of pieces and I'm thinking, well, these have got to be the black ones and these have got to be the brown ones. But
Sorting them out, sorting them all into colour and size. And I sort it all out on a big tray. That's part of the fun for me. Because I love that. I can't have a big pile. I have to sort it all.
see, yeah, I don't sort, I pick. I have it on a big tray, but I pick as I need the pieces.
No, I sort it all into the sorts of brick and the colours. And it's when my autistic brain works. I have to do that, and that's part of the fun for me. Do you know, touching the
Yeah,
brick.
it definitely appeals to something in my brain. The fact, and what I love with the haunted house one, I'm noticing more than the Nightmare Before Christmas. I'll be building something and not know what I'm building. You know, like you're building some really
Yeah,
strange shape, and then suddenly it tells you where to connect it, and you go, "Oh, that's it's a grand
it's so
piano, or
clever. It's so
it's a
clever.
wall of the house." And this one, I got one bit, or I was up so late. I mean, for me, it was 10 o'clock, and I was still doing Lego, and it got to 20 past 10, and I was like, I'm gonna have to quit and I just pushed something in place and it all went poof and just imploded. So a whole block that I'd spent like an hour or two on that night just collapsed on me.
It
I
just
think
is
I'm just
messy,
gonna have to
don't it?
stop.
That's half the fun. Half the fun of Lego.
Yeah,
Half the
it
fun
was
of it.
really difficult. There was just something that didn't. I'm gonna have to show Kevin next time. I think I just couldn't quite get it to fit where it was meant to. Like, sometimes it's really tight.
Yeah. That's half the fun for me is figuring out how it fits in. I mean, I love brickheads. I love the brickheads. I've got this Frankenstein brickhead
Yeah.
because it was that was a retired one, and I managed to get a copy. And they only did Frankenstein. I thought maybe they did all of them, but they only did Frankenstein.
Oh,
It never,
really?
it wasn't popular, so they never continued it again. They were going to do Dracula and all sorts.
It is so wild to me how the horror stuff isn't more mainstream. Like at Epic Universe, we were really surprised that the Universal Monsters bit was the quietest by far,
Yeah, I
and the
love the
actual
monsters.
ride.
Ah,
Most of the rides were an hour plus wait time, and this one was between 10 and 20 minutes. And it was my favorite ride. It was the one
yeah.
like the Monster Unleashed with all the Universal monsters. Like you'd got Dracula and even like Phantom of the Opera and stuff like that. And it was just incredible.
It's
Even Kev,
weird,
who
isn't
isn't
it?
he isn't as into the monsters as I am. He loved that ride, and we went and queued, and we met Frankenstein's monster and the Bride of Frankenstein, and they were awesome. They were so in character, and like Frankenstein was like mumbling to the bride, and she was communicating. And she was telling Nathan, like she asked him how old he was, and she was like, "Oh, the monster is only 3 years old," and Nathan was like, "He's 3, really?" And he was getting Nathan to high five him at different heights and like really playing along when Nathan did it every time. It was so lovely. And yeah, I expected that area to be absolutely heaving. And like the restaurant, we just walked in, and because you can't book
That's
tables in
weird.
it, and it was incredible. It was like some of the best food we had, and the atmosphere in it was just one. I haven't put the video up of that yet, I don't think, but it was amazing.
Because Disney were going to do a villains area, in Magic Kingdom, they were going to do a villains area, and there wasn't enough interest, so they never did.
Yeah, they do villains every Halloween, like the characters come
Yeah,
out, and I love that. But yeah, it doesn't seem to be, the kids aren't as
Strange, isn't
bothered.
it? Because people love the films. Do you know? I just think it's, or perhaps we're just weird.
Maybe. I didn't know when I was younger, like Nathan is still at the point of being quite scared of the villains, and I was as well. It's only as I've got older, I think I've appreciated the villains more.
Yeah,
And I love like watching Frozen and thinking of Elsa as the villainess. Like I kind of,
yeah.
you know, I'm all
Yeah,
over that. I'm still
I'm not.
seeing.
Oh, it's on the witch
So,
trials. Yeah.
oh yeah, that was what the TV show was on. I was just going to say I can see.
Yeah, I'm gonna go and watch Traitors.
Yeah, I mean, is Nightmare Before Christmas a Christmas film? I did a bit on this in the Mina books. One of the characters
It's
says that,
about
and
both,
they're
is it?
like, "It's a classic all year round," is the correct answer.
Is this both and all of it? So I'm
Yeah,
gonna
I
do
give
it.
permission.
I'm gonna build it in
And
November because it's between the two.
yeah, I think that is the perfect compromise. Yes, I've been meaning
Yeah.
to reread that for the longest time. I really need
I'll be
to.
rereading it in November. I bought myself a lovely Penguin special edition, and I'll read it every November. So a regular, it's a reread for me every year. So I will be reading that. I'm currently
Yeah.
rereading Lord of the Rings. I always read that every
Oh,
year.
do you know what? Somebody was talking to me about Lord of the Rings the other day, and it gave me such a craving to read it. I've only read the first
Yeah.
book, and then because I read the book when the films came out, and I didn't get any further because I got into the films. So I don't know whether to rewatch the films or try and read the
Actually, hang on.
books.
Can I reach? Hang on a second. I've got a first edition of Lord of the Rings from the
Have you? Oh,
first edition
wow.
Penguin one, but this is my original copy from when I was 7 of The Hobbit,
Oh, that's so lovely.
and it's it's falling apart terribly. But yeah, this was my original one, and this was published in 1971.
Oh, wow, that's very cool.
But my Lord of the Rings is the first edition, paperback, not hardback, by the way, so that's worth far too much money. But yeah, and it's the whole book. It's everything. It's the 3 books in one, and I read it every year. I read this one every year too. I love it. I love The Hobbit.
Yeah, there's something about The Hobbit that I think is because it was written as a children's book, wasn't it? It's more accessible and more.
It's a day's read for me. That's
Yeah.
like a 3 or 4 hour read.
Yeah, it's really good. You make me want read and watch it. I think that's the plan.
Yeah, but yeah. So
Right, speaking of reading, I think it's time to go to bed and do some reading.
I'm gonna go
reading.
and watch the Traitors, which I love. So
Amazing. I need to probably watch it. I've still not, and I've got a book idea that's kind of got a touch of the traitors about it. So I think I need to watch it just to kind of see how these TV shows unfold because I may dabble in like some reality TV thing. So
yeah, this is a celebrity one, so it's interesting.
yeah, because I guess you'll already have some preconceptions about the people. If you know who the celebrities are, mind you, I generally don't. When I watch, stuff like I'm a Celebrity.
No, I know there's a few of them I didn't, but I know most of them. So
oh, that's good.
Yeah, so it's pretty.
Or maybe
good.
That's the one to watch then.
Yeah, I really enjoy it. I love Claudia Winkleman. She's just brilliant in it.
Yeah, I need to watch it. You give me lots of aspirations of stuff to add to my reading and watching list.
All right, sweetie. It's lovely to speak to you.
Yes, you too. And lovely. Thank you, Stephen, for chatting in the chat. Thank you, anybody who's watching quietly. And, people watching us after the event. I'm sure you'll be there as well. But thanks, Sharon. And thank you, everyone. And hopefully I'll see you all soon.
Bye-bye.
Bye.